Welcome back to the Black Squadron podcast, episode 40, guys.
We're 40, guys.
40, over the hill.
40.
How the hell are you?
Surviving.
Awesome. Ish.
Has everybody been watching the news for the last 7 years? Feels like.
I saw Mari get scared by a ghost.
I saw that too. Thanks for the heads up to turn the mic down or the audio down.
I had it on at work. I put it on at work to show somebody, and I was like, that was loud.
So guys, make sure you are checking out Mari on Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, because she does some streaming and some really cool stuff. And she has coming up with this other group, Loading Snacks, a charity stream. So that's going to be something really cool to look forward to.
Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for. I've never done a charity stream, so I'm actually super nervous about it. But yeah, I'm so excited.
Technically, this is a charity stream because you're doing it for free.
Aww.
Speaking of,
I'm going to say
we're 40 episodes into this podcast, which is kind of crazy. But if everybody could go to iTunes or wherever you listen to our show and give us a rating, 5-star rating, or however the hell they do it where you listen, that'd be awesome, because that helps us, helps our reach go up further, higher, faster, as they say. We actually, sorry, I have a weird audio thing happening on my end. There we go. We started using a Discord. So we have a Black Squadron podcast Discord. We have a bunch of people joined us. We have fun with it every day. So join us. We talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So just get prepared for that.
Everything.
Be like Slade and turn off your notifications. It'll help you survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the thing exists, and you guys will be talking about it in our personal chat, and I'm like, oh yeah, we have a Discord, and I'll go back in. I'm the worst, honestly, with everything.
You know what? Let's get nuts tonight, and I'm going to send a link to Warren, who is one of our co-hosts on Uncanny Nerd, for him to join us tonight. No guarantees this goes well.
It always goes well with Warren.
It's true.
Discuss this Mandalorian he keeps talking about.
Especially if you need not to rush a team on Call of Duty, Warren's your guy.
Ha!
He's just sitting in the back waiting.
Oh no, he does the opposite. He'll rush 10 people.
He is Leroy Jenkins.
Just full send.
Warren Jenkins.
We're playing Call of Duty, and Warren's up scouting a bit. BP's over here somewhere, looting a house. I'm checking our back, and Warren will be like, "Oh, hey, I see some guys over there," and we're like, "Okay, cool. Hold on, we'll be there in a second." And he's like, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, "No, wait!" And he actually pressed up over another hill and everything, and we're like, "Dude, stop!"
No.
All right. So while we're waiting on Warren to join us, we actually have a bit of news to share with everybody.
What's that?
Mainly through Todd's hookup or relationship, we have a partner or sponsor, however you want to call it. We have partnered with Skyward Fun Supply, who specializes in toys, Star Wars toys, and he's the guy who owns it's a collector. So everything they ship comes in mint condition guaranteed. So it's a collector selling to collector, so you're getting what you're paid for. So what does that mean for you guys? That means that they gave us a discount code. So if you use code BSP15, you get 15% off of your order, which is kind of crazy. 15%? That saves you some cash.
It's down there. Just look at the bottom. It's streaming.
I put it across the bottom of the screen, and for the podcast listeners, it's in the description. And if you're watching the YouTube, it's also in the description here. And I put links to their social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and their website, which is skywardfunsupply.com. So we're super excited. We're super excited to be partnered with them. And please go to their website, check it out. Make sure you use our code BSP15.
They got some good stuff on there.
Yes. Oh, mint condition is guaranteed and free shipping over $99. But if you don't care about mint, if you are a open box collector, they actually have a non-mint section for boxes and cards that are maybe a little dinged up. So I think I saw with our code, you could get the Slave One vintage collection right now for, I think it was $115, which is the cheapest you're gonna find it anywhere.
Solid.
Okay, let's see here. Warren is joining us in 1 second. All right. Actually, before we bring in, there's a couple things I wanted to show you guys and collecting news, if you will. Did you guys see the Celebration merch that came out today?
I
I
did.
just read it just now.
I was gonna say that plush Mudhorn egg. I was like, I don't need it, but I need it.
I'm sorry, what?
You haven't seen?
Can
Oh
you-
yeah.
Is there a link for that in our Discord?
It is not.
I'll get you the link.
I'm gonna find it right here.
It's the best thing ever. It's like it's the little plush, like the Mudhorn egg, but it
Yeah.
like opens up. And I was like, oh, I don't need it. I kind of need it. I'm probably gonna get it. But there's all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a lot of really good stuff. Like compared to the first drop that they did, the amount of stuff that's like in the second wave is like, I don't know why they just didn't start with like that and then go with like the first wave stuff.
There's some really cool stuff in here.
There's like a VHS notebook, New Hope notebook.
Yeah, there's Empire too.
That's pretty cool.
All right, I just found it. Let me share my screen.
I was gonna say I don't know. Like part of me is like, I don't think I need any more celebration stuff from the celebration that didn't happen. But then there's also like just tons of stuff from like every movie and every like different eras. So, but that like everybody's losing their mind over that thing.
That's a young Todd.
It's a foot tall. I don't know what to do with this information. So here's your hairy egg.
It's a tribble.
What do you put in it?
It almost, you know what would be really cool if it was just a touch bigger. You could put your Mando helmet in it for transferring it.
That'd actually be really smart.
There's only 1,500 of them. There's only
I
1,500.
bet he'd fit in. He's hiding back here.
Oh, you can put Baby Yoda in it.
Suga.
Look how tiny he is.
Oh, he would definitely fit in that.
He'd so fit in that.
That's what she.
That's what she said.
So there's the type of stuff. We'll put this link in our Discord. I thought that was Mari for a second because I wasn't looking at the screen. So the next thing Slade is really interested in, and there's only 150 of them made. And that would be, hold on 1 second. Let me stop sharing and share the other screen. So there's a new Thrawn book. Oh, it's not a new Thrawn book, but it's a new edition of the Thrawn book. Hold on 1 second. We
did talk about that in the Discord.
We did.
Yes.
Somebody has an echo. Is it UBP?
Probably.
Echo. So yeah, this is a Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising. It says out of print on the top there. That's just the name of the company. It's out of print, and they do this special edition cover. 750 copies of these made, and it looks awesome. I mean, so what you have here is a slipcase, and then the book itself, which frames it looking like art. Which, if you know anything about Thrawn, he's big on art, so that's a really cool little nod to the character, and it looks incredible. And it is, what is it, 150 bones?
Yeah.
Yeah, $150.
Yep, they made 750 copies, and you could buy 3 per order, and there are 0 shipping restrictions.
Well, it should be.
Case stamped ascendancy symbol under the jacket. That's cool.
I think each one's signed by Timothy Zahn.
Each one is
too.
signed by Timothy Zahn. Yep.
I think the really cool thing about those is I think the blue pages are actually like an even like deeper blue than the first editions that came out.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
You're gonna get it,
So,
Slade?
yeah, you can really see the blue there.
And I love the chip logo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
too.
it's hot. It really is hot.
Now, have they done? I know they do like the Celebration exclusive and the other Comic-Con exclusive books, but have they done something like this with other books before? Like sort of just a different collectors, more focused
The
reprinting
only
of a
ones
book?
I've seen with the Thrawn books are San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, which have different covers. For other books, I mean, frankly, none of them sell as well as these, so they don't bother with it for the other Star Wars books. I mean, they just don't. Thrawn is their flagship when it comes to books. It's the one that sells more than like almost any two other combined.
I do wonder if this does really well, like sells really well, if they would kind of push like more popular books. Like I know Lost Star, a lot of Claudia Gray stuff for the newer canon is really popular. So it'd be interesting to see if they sort of went a collector's edition route with some some of that, or even some of the High Republic stuff if it does really well.
Say High Republic they can do some probably really beautiful stuff with that because their logo is so elegant.
I mean, I would put money on that High Republic is going to have some special edition stuff just because they're putting so much into it with, middle grade, young adult, new adult, video games, comic books. It's going to be their next big push. So I would be amazed if they didn't have special editions of the books. At least, like the big book.
Which I pre-ordered recently.
What a surprise.
I know, right? I like books. What can I say? All right, so let's get into the actual cargo hold segment brought to you by anybody? Anybody remember? Skyward Fun Supply?
Skyward Fun Supply.
It's true. What'd you guys get this week?
Ooh. Who's gonna
let's not start with Todd. He's got a lot.
I just wanted to show Warren messing with
I
his
only
hair.
have 2.
All right, Mari, what'd you get this week?
So because Todd kept talking about it, and then I went to Sam's Club, I got the cereal because Sam's Club had it for less than $4 for 2 bags of it.
Is that
so
two,
it's
2 pounds?
Yeah, it says 2 pounds, 1 ounce of Baby Yoda cereal.
Baby Yoda.
You gotta really like the cereal then.
I haven't tried it. It's my first time, but it was only $4 for this thing. So, and then the thing that I'm really excited about is, and I know you guys don't know anything about it, but makeup. It's the Baby Yoda, the child eyeshadow palette. Yep. This is
you were flipping out about that in the chat. I remember. That's so cool.
I was
so fast.
It did, yeah. So like I thought it was gonna take forever. And then I got the notification today that it was delivered. So it has like a little slip cover on it, and then you pull it out and it's the exact same image. And then it's got a cover on it, but it's just this little tiny palette, and it says cutest in the galaxy, like. And then I'm like keep moving over, but like those are all the colors, and like the colors are named like Precious Cargo, The Force, Babyface, Little Frog. Float Your Crib is one of them.
Float Your Crib?
Yeah. So Right Hand Mando. Yeah.
What color is that exactly?
Which one? Float Your Crib?
Float Your Crib.
Float Your Crib is this bottom dark green one.
Interesting.
And then like Droid Protocol is this like brownish red. So yeah, I was really excited. That's all I got this week, but I was still really excited about it.
Why does Float Your Crib sound like a show that needs to happen? Like Star Wars, like Cribs, but Star Wars edition.
Slade, did you pick up anything Star Wars this week?
What was that?
I don't think I've been out of the house this week.
Yeah, me neither.
Or on the internet, actually. Like, other than stupid stuff. No, I did not. No, I wish I had more beer.
I know, right? Maybe some news on that in the future. David, what'd you get this week?
I got CAD. Got it from Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the package, but I was surprised I got it so fast and even got it because it went 3 minutes. It was gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think, for some reason, I didn't think that came out for a while. That's awesome. You already got it. Well, it was Amazon. Did you get it in one piece? You don't know yet.
Yeah, that's the surprise there.
Oh man, it's like Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
could be
it. I
destroyed.
didn't get nothing else other than that.
I'll go next, as I only have two I can show. So before we watched the Ewok movies, I bought a set on eBay, and like a week later, I get an email from eBay saying that the seller has been suspended from eBay and my order was canceled and refunded. Well, yesterday I got the DVD. So I don't know. So I got the Ewoks DVD. So one DVD, two movies. So you guys know the deal.
He was
I got
kind
this,
enough.
I'm doing a video, man.
I got this Poe Dameron book I've never heard of before. Poe Dameron Journals. It was $3. So I really haven't even opened it yet. I don't even know how to explain it to you what this is. It kind of like some of it's like a flight log, and some of it is like breakdowns of ships, and then some of it's just like handwriting, but it's not Poe's. So I don't know. I haven't really got into it to see what the hell it is exactly. And then other stuff I
Poe's
ordered.
handwriting? Like, are you familiar with it?
Well, no, the signature's at the bottom. Like it said 10.
Fair.
And then I got a TVC Ray from GameStop for $5 from Force Awakens, and my light is blinding it. There we go. So I got it for $5. I pre-ordered a bunch of other stuff, but it's not here, so I won't count it. So Todd, what'd you get this week?
Oh man, so I got this GameStop. I don't know if you can see it super well without the light blind yet, but they had this like 40th anniversary juice set. Like it's all these different cups from like with different like Star Wars characters on it. So this one's got like Lando and Leia. There's another one's got another one's got Vader and Boba. There's one that's got Luke on it. So that's really cool. I don't have a whole lot of like glassware and stuff. Like, so anytime I see something like that, I think it's a cool addition. Most of my collection's like figures and pops and Mando.
You just reminded me, I have all those Mando glasses. So if anybody goes to the Alamo to watch movies, they usually, like especially the big ones, they always release special edition like drink glasses. So Todd, that might be something you want to look into because they're actually really cool artistically, but they can be pretty pricey over on eBay.
I was gonna say anything that's like tied to like movies or anything like that is always like super jacked up on eBay.
Yeah. It's like $11, and then people will sell them for $150 on eBay. Like I have one glass that's worth $150, and I'm like,
well, it was like it was like when we had the episode 9 panel at Celebration, and they got the little like McDonald's boxes, and people were selling like the boxes, like the empty McDonald's boxes that said like Rise of Skywalker episode 9 on the side for like hundreds of dollars on eBay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
In my studio, I didn't buy it. They gave it to me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's funny how some of the free stuff or stuff that is like comped ends up skyrocketing on eBay.
Yeah.
Well, BP just showed us ornaments that was like $7 at Walmart, and now they want $85 for an ornament.
That's nuts.
Crazy. People can't find anything, or people don't want to leave their house to go to a store. Yeah. So it makes sense, I suppose. Actually, before we move on with anything else Todd may have, Mari, that gave me a great idea when you mentioned a movie theater. I saw AMC theaters are letting you rent out a theater for $99.
There's a whole bunch of additional fees with that $99. That's what they don't tell you. They're like, yeah, the base is $99, but then to rent the movie, it's another $250, and then to do food, it's another $250. Like they say it's $9. I've done a lot of these. Like I've looked into a lot of these, and it's.
What if we bring our own movie?
Yeah.
And you'd think that'd be okay because generally they're using a Blu-ray player, but no.
I'll just bring a projector and we'll just throw it up on the big screen.
We could bring an Xbox or something.
Exactly.
That would be a hoot.
Todd, what else?
Anything else, Todd?
That's the big thing. Most of my stuff has just been pre-orders because I've been fighting with everybody for the Mando Monday stuff. So
yeah, I got a bunch of stuff pre-ordered too for Mando Mondays. Actually, speaking of Mando Mondays, we're not going to talk about that here because we have an YouTube exclusive show for our podcast listeners starting. We're supposed to start this past Wednesday, but election. We're going to start next Wednesday. Mando, what's called This Is the Wednesday. We're going to talk about all things Mando Mondays, everything that's been released, and the nightmare it has been to get some of these things and all that jazz. So, podcast listeners, come subscribe to our channel. Watch us on Wednesday nights. Again, exclusive to YouTube only.
And maybe somebody will have the Sideshow Child by then.
I was gonna say mine's supposed to come Monday, so
Both of us should, yeah.
Yeah, BP should be a few days, I'm assuming, after.
Okay.
So speaking of Mando, let's talk about our guest that's about to come on, and how the idea to bring him on came about.
I was gonna say, where did that segue come from?
Actually, before we do that, I have one thing. We started a new segment this week. It's called Bootleg Figure of the Week. And I'll just pull it up really quick because I saw these online and I was laughing my face off. So bootleg figures obviously are figures that aren't real from Hasbro or any company that makes legitimate toys. So these are from 1999 and I believe from Turkey. It was just a really bad translation, but it's just funny. So let me find it here. The first one is everybody's favorite, Darth Maul, but apparently this figure is Dennis.
Dennis. Nice.
So yeah, for people listening on the podcast, so it's Darth Maul. He just has a red head. He has a green undershirt, and the card just says Dennis with a picture of Padme.
It's kind of stocky there. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, and a purple lightsaber.
And a purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's when he's without his robe. He's Dennis without his robe.
Yeah,
Hey, Dennis.
He's a Darth Maul Dennis.
No, Dennis Maul.
Dennis Maul. Good guy. I'm misunderstood. All right, and then the last one, and then we'll bring Warren on for our Mandalorian discussion. Everybody's favorite Todarian. What?
What is that?
So it's Watto.
Oh.
I want
It's
all
Watto.
of these bootlegs.
His face is red.
I
He
would
has a red
actually
head
buy
too.
that one. I would probably buy that one.
Again, a card with
What?
Padme on it, and it just says "what" instead of Watto. His wings are not attached to the body. His body is like a emerald green, brown stomach, and a red head and neck. Actually, looks like a turkey.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's when Anakin pisses him off. He just gets red like that.
Doesn't work on me. Oh, hey, look, Danny's here.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Danny.
What's up,
All
Danny?
right. So let's bring in Warren. So Warren is Warren. You see what I mean?
And there's Warren.
All right, so we'll bring in Warren, and then we'll do the Hollow Knight headlines. So, where is he? Slade, you want to bring him in?
There he is.
Hey,
What up, nerd?
can you hear?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, I can hear fine. After, I mean, that was a stellar introduction, so thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm a professional. I'm kind of bummed that you don't have that frame picture of Slade in the background.
Yeah.
I had because this was not last minute and unexpected. I'm in my room instead, so all I had time to do was grab Venom off the wall, so I could have like some nerd legitimacy.
Nice.
That's it.
Fair.
All right, so before we get into our Mandalorian Chapter 9 and 10 discussion, we do have some holiday headlines to cover. So, Todd,
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna take that
Can I already segue? I just back because I wasn't in, but I gotta tell you guys, I sold the Battle of the Starlight Pit scene this week, so along with toy discussion.
Yeah, so we have it on our Discord. We have a buy, sell, trade section, and it was utilized. So come join our Discord.
Nice.
Todd, take us away on Holiday headlines, sir.
All right. So it's actually been real quiet news-wise. I was, had some trouble finding some stuff. So we did get a new trailer for the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. In the trailer, we saw Rey discover an ancient key that sends her traveling through time and space, where she encounters a whole bunch of different characters and brings them all together in the spirit of Life Day. So in it, you saw Baby Yoda, you saw Mando, you see her and Vader fighting. So it's going to be like just wacky, off the walls, like silly Lego nonsense. We got a new poster for it, the official Lego Star Wars Holiday Special poster, and that's coming out on Disney Plus on November 17th. So
Soon.
I'm looking forward to
We're gonna be
it.
watching live, right? Aren't we going to watch it on here?
We can watch it on our Discord.
Yeah, I feel like we'd probably get in trouble for streaming that.
Here or
Get
there.
Get
Here.
the Disney execs over here.
on our Discord, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna save it as a VOD or anything, so it's not a problem there. But here, that's a different story.
Okay, well, over at the Discord then. Not here.
There's a link in the description to join us.
We got some High Republic news, some more about the villains that are coming out for the High Republic. There's the Drenger. I'm going to butcher all these names because they're all like super over the top and nonsense. You got the Drenger, which are a sentient plant-like species that just basically destroy everything. Don't really know. There's some pretty cool concept art of those. So if you want to check that out, they're weird looking. They're just like giant man-eating plants.
They
You got
like
the
rat cars.
Yeah, that's what Star Wars is on, like a big like monster kick, and we'll get into that with Mando. But they're like all on board the man-eating monsters right now. You got the Nile, which are brutal, savage marauders that are based in the Outer Rim. These are like the big sort of bad villains that we're going to see in the High Republic. They're organized into 3 different divisions called Tempest, and they each have their own leader. So it's kind of cool that it sounds like they're taking some like old Mandalorian lore and sort of melding it into this newer marauder group. And then one of the faces of the Nile is a guy named Marchion Ro. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's like he's like the big bad of the Nile. So that'll be interesting. They're really like building him up as like the new like big villain of the High Republic. So we'll see, I'm sure, plenty of him throughout this entire run. The last couple of things, Mando season 2 had a virtual red carpet because you can't have an in-person red carpet. They had Favreau, Filoni, Pedro Pascal, Giancarlo Esposito, Carl Weathers, and Gina Carano. It's hosted by Andy Gutierrez and Anthony Carboni. And they basically just kind of, we're excited for Mando. Hope everybody is too. And then the last bit of news is Mando is back. And we're going to dive into that next.
All right, here's the poster, by the way, the new poster.
I love the poster for the holiday special.
Oh, good.
And I love how we have our boy Poe like front and center, just rocking out in that sweater.
Only one not like his usual stuff. He's just.
It took me a second to like realize who that was while I was watching the trailer. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy in the Christmas?" Oh,
it's Dennis.
If you guys ever do see that same exact sweater online, please let me know because I will buy it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It's gonna end up being online. Like once that goes up, it's online.
Yeah,
that's when he becomes Bro Dameron. He's not
nice. And I can cosplay as Poe, like super easy.
He gets into that eggnog real deep.
Yeah.
All right, so Mandalorian. All right, so hold on 1 second to get rid of this Holiday Headlines stuff. All right, so chapter 9. They go by chapters, right? So chapter 9. So I guess let's just start at the beginning of. First of all,
this is 10, right? This is chapter 10.
Well, we didn't talk about chapter 9 yet.
Oh, we didn't talk about 9. That's right.
It actually goes season 2, episode 1, chapter 9. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Before we go any further, if you have not seen either of the 2 new episodes of season 2, check out until you've seen it, then come back. All right.
Yeah, because we don't want to mention the frog sex unless you're aware it's coming.
Frog play underrated.
Yeah.
Tongue.
The tongue. Oh boy. All right. So, episode 1, chapter 9. So let's just start at the beginning. Gorganesh. Was that Danny DeVito? when he's running out of the bar, running's not the right word used, but for lack of a better word, with
waddling.
With his come over. I can't believe that was John Leguizamo voice.
Crazy.
Oh my god, it was?
Yeah. So what'd you guys think of that Mandalorian fight?
I liked how they were a different body type than most Gamorreans, or any that we've seen. They were like more muscular and more slender. They weren't just like this obese thing like we saw in Jabba's palace. It gave a little variety to the race, and a little detail like that I thought was kind of neat.
I think it gives more credit to them, like having them as guards to a degree. Like you think guards, you think of someone that can actually hold their own in a fight, and in Return of the Jedi, they're kind of like not really useful. So seeing them actually fighting is kind of
No one would attack Jabba's palace.
yeah, listen.
One guy did. R5D4 making an appearance.
I was like, oh my god, like, yes, thank you. I was
With
like,
the
oh my
bad
God.
motivator and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a nice touch. I even though he was technically in the first season, like for a second, it was still really cool to see him have like an actual part in this episode. Mos Pelgo. Do you guys want to move to Mos Pelgo? Be honest.
Nah.
No.
It looks real quiet.
I don't know.
It
It
does
depends
look
how this
quiet.
election goes.
That's fair.
I don't think they take kindly to outsiders.
Yeah.
Unless you help him kill a crate dragon. Speaking of that, Cobb Vanth making an appearance, his first live action appearance after this book right here.
Can we talk about the thirst for Cobb Vanth on the internet right now?
Instant.
Can I
Man,
also
go on.
say we called it, I think, last season, at the end of last season, I think we called it.
Yeah, you're right. I remember we talked about it and we said we thought it would be Cobb Vanth.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if it was him or another guy who picked up Fennec. What was her name? The end of the season.
Fennec Shand.
Yeah, Fennec Shan. I don't know who picked. We still don't know who picked her up, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly. But yeah, Cobb Vanth, instant internet thirst. Like obviously Timothy Oliphant is a stud. No getting around it. I mean, he's no Warren, but you know.
I'll let him have that win.
Right? You're gracious.
Great.
I loved his armor, the Boba Fett armor, and his overall costume because it's so easy to cosplay. Because all you really need to do is build the armor and the helmet, and then it's just like pants and a blouse. I'm actually in a costume building group for Cobb Vanth on Facebook, and the pants are actually women's tactical pants from like the late early 2000s. Whatever works, I suppose.
I love how this
Even
costume.
just, like,
I
you
love how
can
the
do
costume.
without the armor and be like, oh, I'm afterwards.
Yeah, just a red shirt and some tactical pants.
Yeah.
gonna
Just
say-
regular Cobb Vanth.
I love how the costume groups are ever able to figure out like exactly what type of pant it is from like a screenshot or like 5 seconds of footage or something like that.
Cara Dune, like they were like, here are the gloves you need. Like they had like her gloves. They were like, this is it. Just paint them. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm in the group. It's called Galactic Marshals, I think, and they've sourced everything: the shirts, the gloves, the armor, obviously, the boots. They've already started 3D printing the blasters.
I was about to say, did they name the blaster yet? Did they pin what it is?
We don't. It's a whole new blaster for Cobb. So there's not an official Star Wars name yet that I can find, but it's based off like a old 6-shooter from like the Wild West. Considering the show is supposed to be that. So a lot of cool stuff, and obviously the character itself, even without the armor and things, he was just a cool character. It was really cool to see when he used the rocket to blow up that whole tub of shitheads. Lack of a better term.
It was funny because I think a lot of people pulled up the shot from Iron Man 2 when he shoots the one rocket at the tank and blows it up.
Yeah.
That's kind of, since Favreau's, did both of them, kind of a nod, a little subtle nod, maybe not intentionally, to Iron Man right there.
It'd be really funny if he turned around, looked at the camera, and goes, "I am Cobb Vanth."
Yeah.
We can't not talk about the Crate Dragon. How crazy was that?
That was sick.
The
It was-
Dune Worms.
Wild.
Yeah. Tremors.
I'm disappointed that they changed it up so much, honestly, because like in Star Wars Galaxies, the video game, which is not canon anymore, of course, you fight a crate dragon and it looks mighty different. So just as someone who spent a lot of time fighting a crate dragon or actually being chased by one and running away for my life as it was going to eat me, I was like, wait a minute, that's not that.
It's not what we played against. No.
But it's minor. Overall, if you
mad
just
they
look at
took
the
his
Mando
wolf
part, I
away?
thought it was an awesome scene. Many scenes.
I'm looking at it on here, and like the face looks a little different, and like the horns, and then it actually had legs. It wasn't a snake.
Centipede. The scene where they go to, I guess, sacrifice a bantha to it, and the one raider takes him down, and it eats the one raider.
Yeah.
That would be like the equivalent of us eating one piece of pirate's booty. Back into the Tusken Raider. So I don't know why I did that.
Raiders are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Did you see that one raider with the scope, and he puts it down and makes it look like his mouth is like dropping,
Yeah.
like his jaw dropped.
I really like what they've done with the Tusken Raiders. I was reading a story, and I'm sorry I don't remember the names, but they were in the room basically creating the sign language that they use. And they looked around and said, it was like, I'm paraphrasing a quote, they said, something's wrong with this. So they went out and found somebody who spoke ASL. That was their first language, and brought them in to help create the language. So it's based off a real ASL, which is
Well, yes.
And one of the actors in the costume is actually I think that person that they brought in. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm in a Tusken sign language group to try and decipher all the words and stuff that they're doing.
Can you do the?
It might sound weird to other people, but I speak American Sign Language also, so that's where that connection is.
Slade, BP has a legit question.
BP has a question?
Yeah. Can you do the grunting and moaning too?
Yeah.
Of Tusken?
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, but you got to get me drunk first.
There's a beer.
Back a little bit, then I'll do it.
Then he does a lot of moaning after that.
So you're right. They hired a deaf actor to play the role of one of the Tusken Raiders, and they had him create Tusken Sign Language. So it's not actually based on American Sign Language. He created a whole new language for it. But an issue you have then, of course, is the editing later on of the scene can mix stuff up a little bit compared to what they were supposed to say. So it's interesting looking at it and trying to decipher the exact signs for the words, because you'll see something repeated and they're like, that's not in the closed captions. Wait a minute, what? And you're trying to figure it out. But yeah, overall, very cool job and great job with the inclusion there for Mandalorian. Yes, Warren?
I like how they're humanizing them now instead of just being,
pure monster.
Callous.
Yeah.
Sand murderers.
Well, they're definitely taking the theme of, Western films with the Native Americans.
Yeah.
It's basically this, they're monsters, they raid us, and they come and they take our food and do this and this, and they're like, no, dude, we live here, they came up here, and they're taking our water, and they're taking our this, and we were just defending ourselves, and no one can communicate. And then, of course, there's the one good guy who comes into town who doesn't belong there, and he knows he can speak with them, and he can talk with them, and he's the middle ground. It's basically Dances with Wolves.
I like that he was petting the Tusken dogs for, I don't know what they're called, but
yeah,
Two Socks. His name was Two Socks.
Nice. But yeah, that was a fun scene. Shit, I guess we can't not mention Cobb's speeder bike.
Oh yeah,
which is essentially, I think, Anakin's pod racing engine, right? Like one half of it.
If it's not actually Anakin's, then it's someone else's who had the same model.
Yeah, based heavily.
Yeah.
David brought this up on a Discord, and I honestly thought that's the exact same thing. When they are cruising on their speeder bikes, having a conversation like we are right now, as if the speeder bikes and the wind is not crazy loud. That took me out of it, even though I know it's a space movie and I shouldn't think about it too much. But it was odd to see.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then again, spoiler warning if you haven't seen it, but the episode ends. By the way, it was 52 minutes long. Please and thank you the rest of the way out. I know episode 10, channel 10, chapter 10, where the hell it is, was only 41 minutes long. So please go back to 50-some minutes. But the very end of it, we get another Tatooine sunset. Beautiful, glorious. Visit Tatooine. We see a character standing. He's got his carbine rifle. He's got his Tusken Raider stick that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head.
The gaffy stick.
The gaffy stick, and he turns around, and it's just gnarly old Boba Fett.
Gnarly.
So I asked, my dad loved season 1 of The Mandalorian, so he did not watch the first episode of the season with me. But I asked him, I was like, do you know who that is? And he was like, I mean, it's Boba Fett. And I was like, like, he was not excited at all. He was just like, I mean, it's Boba Fett.
Oh, well, that's
I was like,
that makes
okay,
sense.
Just that dude, you know.
just
That
whatever.
is because Boba Fett is the worst bounty hunter in the galaxy. So.
I think
Bum,
Bruno
bum.
would like to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I mean, think about how Boba Fett died, or didn't die now, I suppose.
Yeah.
An oar to the back.
Well, I don't.
Todd's like,
From a blinded Han Solo.
do this.
I was gonna say, if you look at the back of, I think it's when Cobb Vanthus either has his back to the camera or something, you can see like where they patched where the where Han hit him with the oar and malfunctions the jetpack. You can see like where they did a patch job on it.
That just reinforces like one of my favorite things about the Star Wars universe is like those tiny details
Yep.
that are just incredible.
His helmet and everything.
Well, that's where the story group's just sitting there like, all right, like we had at this scene, someone like nicked someone with a bike, and therefore it has to carry for the rest of the entire time of this character.
All right, so episode 1, chapter 9 out of 5 Boba Fett helmets. How many helmets are you giving it, Warren?
Oh, I actually, so I'm not here to rag on that episode. That episode was great, and it was a great opener. So it gets 5 worst bounty hunter in the galaxy.
All right, David. What are you, David?
7.
David loves everything.
Mari.
So you said out of 5?
Yeah.
I mean, a 5 for me.
Perfect. Slade.
I gotta go 3 or 4.
Interesting.
Not saying it's bad because that would be a 1 or a 2, right? So a 3 would be yeah, okay, and 4 is yeah, that was good. So I'd say yeah, it was good. They're yeah. I could talk negative about it, but we don't need to. I'd give it a 3 or 4.
If it was out of 10, I'd give it an 8.
So that would be a 4 out of 5 then, is what you're saying.
I don't know, Matt.
5 out of 5 or 8 out of 10. Your pick.
I don't
Put these
do
two
math.
together.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, Mari's the bottom. Todd.
So Warren.
I give it 4.5 out of 5, maybe. So I don't want to give anything a 5 out of 5, only because like you can't beat a 5 out of 5, and there's still so much left in the season. Like,
Unless it's David.
yeah, David's like, you know what? Forget the scale.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
if you,
10 times, so.
if you like something, if you love something, love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
I'm all-
sure.
I'm all for that.
I watched it 3 times, so I'm gonna go for a 5. I watched it at like 3 in the morning, like an idiot. Oh, sorry, it was 3:30 in the morning because my internet went out at 3. But yeah, I loved it. 5 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
Can I change mine to a 2?
Sure.
Why is he on
The only, so I'm just worried. I'm worried that we're not going to see Boba Fett again for like a long time.
I mean, it wouldn't
Like,
Probably won't be
surprise
in the season at all.
Or next season.
based off all the people that are rumored to be, or characters that are rumored to be in this season. I'm personally fine with it. And there was rumors today. I know we typically don't talk about rumors. There's rumors today of a spinoff Boba Fett show. So we're gonna get. They didn't bring Boba Fett back for a 5-second cameo. He's canon again. They're gonna use the crap out of him. He's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Undeniable.
He's gonna have 8 different types of armor in the 5 seconds of screen time he gets.
He's just gonna keep one upping. Then
I really just wanted them to like play out like A New Hope afterwards or whatever, or Return of the Jedi afterwards. So I wanted him to go meet Boba Fett, and then Boba Fett to teach him the ways of the Mandalorian, and then like he finds out he has a dad and this sister. It gets all complicated.
well, I guess we gotta find out if Boba Fett is officially a Mandalorian or not in the canon now, because technically he's not. So I guess we'll find out if they change that.
Well, something's going to happen because they re-upped his license, the name. The
Mhm.
license. So
Yeah, they're going to use the hell out of them. Like, we're going to get a lot of. You think we got a lot of child stuff?
Yeah.
Just wait. We're going to get Boba. It's going to be Boba crazy.
I know. I
All
shouldn't
right.
have sold that Starlight pit.
Yeah, you should have waited.
Can you guys hear that? There's somebody outside of my apartment going absolutely insane. It actually sounds like a Tusken Raider.
Oh, the riots have started.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, let's get into chapter 10. I'll do the same style. We'll just hit the big stuff and then you guys talk about it. So the beginning of it, the three bounty hunters who tried it, they're still after the child. By the way, I cannot wait till we get a name for this damn kid. Because I don't like calling him Baby Yoda, and I'm so sick of calling him the child.
I thought we said Earl. I've been saying Earl this whole time. I swear to God, we said Earl. Like
his name is Earl. We've done this.
So they're after him. The three bounty hunters. It's really funny how low tech they Ewok'd him, essentially. They put a string across the road, yanked it.
When they were setting it up,
that worked. Then they lost their Ewok tactics, and boom.
Yeah, they tried to get
then that's handed to them.
That whole thing,
KSS.
like, what was the point of that?
They're trying to get that baby.
To show you that you can beat anybody.
You just watched him take out like 7 dudes at once in the previous episode, and then he's got the knife to the child's throat, and he's like, "No, don't do anything. Just hit the same button you hit before last episode."
He used all of them.
Yeah, the whispering birds they need to be reloaded. They didn't have any more.
They have to be specially made.
There's a supply station. You get some more.
He doesn't keep more on the ship. Like
the loadout hasn't
go to
landed
the
yet.
ship. He didn't go to the ship. He was on his way back to his ship. That's why he was on the speeder bike coming back.
it's
the armor wasn't available at the time, so he couldn't.
I wonder where she's at right now.
Shoot him or anything, but I did like the way he handled that guy, so I'm okay with how it ended.
That was hysterical.
When
It's just that there was like no suspense there at all, really.
Yeah, when he's holding the jetpack and he sets it off, and the child looks up at him, and
he's like, "You expected any different?" Like when the baby, when he ran over to him because he was like so relieved that he was back in Mando's arms. I was like, "Oh, you're so cute. Love you."
he's small. He has tiny little legs. So the bounty hunters, did you guys notice that one of them was a Nikto, which makes you wonder if he was from that first batch they got the child from originally? It was the same kind of alien.
I think one of them was also from
Force Awakens.
TFA, yeah.
Yep. From when Rey was cleaning her junk, essentially. That came out wrong. Yeah, he was one of those little guys. All right, so Pelly. I didn't know her name was Pelly, to be completely honest with you. The Tracy Ullman lookalike. I didn't honestly had no idea her name was Pelly. I know it's not. But she was playing Sabak in the
Yeah,
cantina.
he was.
That was so cool.
Against a giant ant.
Dr. Mandible. Sometimes they are just so on the nose with names that it can be a touch off-putting. That creature looked so bad.
That's a spin-off.
No, go ahead, Todd.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a spin-off we deserve.
Dr. Mandible. I mean, they Jesus.
Star Wars. This was the Bugs episode.
It's directed by Woody Allen. All right, well, I guess we got to talk about Frog Lady, right? She's the one that Pelly hooked him up with to find some more Mandalorians. They're officially calling her Frog Lady at the moment. The person inside the suit is the same lady who was Queel inside the suit.
Oh, okay.
And the voice, the weird frog grunting thing, was actually D. Bradley Baker.
Imagine that.
Feel like they could have got it.
Where's the Now You Know graphic at?
I know, right? I have it on a different screen. Can we talk about for a second how I saw it coming? I knew the child was going to do something to those eggs, but can we talk about how just gross it was that he was eating them?
My favorite part was at the end where he
made me
looks
uncomfortable.
back and she's like protecting it, and he's like, "Haha, bitch."
Yeah. That was such a little dick move. He's just like, yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, you can keep those, but I got at least one here."
I kept getting mad. Like, how did she not notice? Like, he
Right?
ate like
Count your baby. But this is the last of our our brood or something. The last of our race. So whatever it is she's
Our
trying to
family
do.
line, like
It was
that's
her
it.
specific line, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last of her line.
In the beginning, she
She
had
knows
like
she has 15
100.
of them in there.
Yeah.
I mean 14. I mean 12. Why are there 10? What the hell? What the hell?
By the time they get where they're going, she's gonna have 3.
Yeah.
And like, you know, she knows the number, and you know when she went in that stupid sauna pool thing that
Yeah, she counted
wouldn't
again there to
notice,
make sure she
like-
picked them all up.
Yep.
right.
Well, she couldn't have because Mando picked most of them up. So unless she was literally watching
Well, I mean, she didn't plan on that part.
She can reprogram the droid, but she can't keep track of how many eggs she has.
the last
What is
one
the
alive.
point? Okay, enough. What is the point of this episode? Like, what? Like,
He's
This
trying
was
to
their Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. They were like, we're gonna show this ant guy, we're gonna show the frog lady, we're gonna show these weird spider things. I texted my sister because she's got arachnophobia, and I was like, you're gonna hate this fucking episode.
I fast forwarded through one scene.
It was kind of like
There's so many.
It was literally Harry Potter in the forest, in the Forbidden Forest. I was like, all they're missing is the magical car.
And this is by the dude that did Ant-Man, right?
Yeah, Peyton Reed.
oh, so the ant dude was like a
I-
literal.
so this was my thing. You know, in season 1, I felt there were a lot of filler episodes in season 1, and I think some of us had a disagreement about that. But that's I felt there was a lot of there was no progression to the actual story in a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
In season 2, I mean, unless Boba Fett's armor plays a huge deal somewhere in the story later on, episode 1 or 9, chapter 9 was a filler episode. There was no story progression in it other than he got Boba Fett's armor.
I was gonna say, I mean, chapter 9 would essentially be story. There's progression in there because he's making headway into finding Mandalorians, and now we have Boba Fett's armor. So that's another.
But he's not any other than Boba Fett's armor. He's not any closer to actually finding. Like he's not even. He doesn't even have a lead to finding someone.
He's following leads and they're not panning out. Not everybody can be Thrawn, you know.
I mean, this is what we thought about over season 1, because I agree with Mike. Is that it's a whole side quest show. That's it. It's
Yeah,
just
Killing the
That's what
Fat
I
Dragon
thought
was a side quest. It really had nothing to do with his mission of finding other Mandalorians, which can hopefully lead to someone to give baby or the child to. This delivering Frog Lady somewhere and fighting spiders. Again, it's a side quest. There are multiple side quests.
This was
they
a
were-
Dave Filoni. This was a Dave Filoni episode from last season. To me. It
So
was
if it wasn't side quests, if he just went from one episode, started at the beginning, looking for Mandalorians, found them at the end of the episode, what do you do the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, I'm not writing the season, but you could have, story build on story build on story for the actual story. For the actual story arc, have the full arc of the story, other than the side quests.
What happens in episode 3 when they get to wherever they're going with the Frog Lady? The Frog Lady's husband, his best friend, is a Mandalorian.
The problem is they're going to get there, and Frog Lady's husband's going to go, I need you to go do this for me first. And then he's going to go do something for the husband then. And he'll be like, oh, it was this guy. Go see this guy now. And that guy's going to tell him to go do something. And it's just
every video game ever.
See, but the first part of his quest is finding more Mandalorians. His ultimate goal is finding more of the child's species. So literally, we're just working towards step 1 of the entire quest.
Exactly, and this is an 8-episode season, and by episode 3, we still haven't finished step 1.
Right. So
We don't know
this
that yet.
episode was 100% filler. Literally no, I mean, a little tiny jump towards progression, but didn't even get to that progression. So this 100% filler, and
David's upset at us. He's like this. I loved this episode. I loved everything about it. I'm gonna get a tattoo of the spiders.
Oh,
Look,
I fast forwarded through a bunch of it.
He can still be like entertaining and not be
Yeah.
like okay. Like it's just that
Have
if-
to get through the filler.
This
If
episode
there-
was like there was a Clone Wars to me and Rebels, because in Clone Wars wasn't there a part where Geonosian,
That's the right word.
and they had the egg, and like Anakin was having to like go all over the place with it to save, like they were trying to save the egg because that was the last one they had.
Hmm.
Do y'all remember that?
I do not. I just watched it and I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't
No, I
know.
know.
Filler.
It's like they just had to go all over the place because of this one egg, and this was the last egg that the Geonosian had of its species. And then the Rebels one was the spiders from the Rebels, right?
Yeah,
That's-
the Krikna. I
Yeah.
can't never say it. Crawlers. They called it crawlers and rebels.
Right. So, I mean, you guys don't
I mean-
remember that Clone Wars episode? Is it just me? Did I
I
dream
don't
it was
remember that.
drunk or what?
Was it Clone Wars or was it Rebels? Because
No,
I
it was
think
Clone Wars. It was
The
when they-
spiders was rebels.
no. But I'm saying the egg. I thought the
No.
egg was Rebels.
It's Rebels. Rex recognizes it as a Geonosian queen egg, and Canon thinks it could be. And I'm not gonna finish reading it.
So is it
Oh, okay. All right.
is it Ezra, not Anakin?
Yeah, it's Ezra.
and Ezra? Yeah.
Because
I
I remember.
haven't gotten to that because I haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh,
No spoilers.
damn.
I
I, would've
mean, like-
thought it was Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I can put the
That's
thing
so-
up, but it's on the other side.
we also had
He
the crate
ate
dragon in the
eggs.
first one.
That's
and
what we
now a big
saw. We saw
spider in
him
the second
eating
one.
the eggs.
Loading snacks is correct.
That's true.
Sorry,
So-
snack bites by loading snacks.
And I was gonna say that's kind of where I fall on this episode. Like the way they're handling Mando, and I know they're breaking it up like each season's 8 episodes, but the way they're doing it is basically a continuation of one long story. So I feel like, and this is what I noticed when I sat down and watched like the first season in one single binge, that this story is not necessarily going to have a lot of filler if you watch it all in like one go through instead of kind of compartmentalizing each episode as its own episode, which I mean doesn't really work with the way they're presenting it, because they're doing each week as a different episode, and each week kind of holds its own as its own story that kind of does its own thing, which is why it feels like it's a bunch of side quests. But if you like watch it as one single long drawn out story in one sitting, I feel like you lose some of that filler elements.
I guess that's why they're called chapters, right?
Well, so then do that. Like writers know what they're doing when they're progressing a story. Like there's no one in the writing room who probably wasn't like, oh yeah, we really barely got him pushed onto where we need to push him onto. I honestly think the whole point of this episode was for him to meet the X-Wing pilot, for them to say like, hey, didn't you do that thing with that guy? I'd like, that's going to come back wherever he goes. It's going to be this thing where like now he's well known for helping out and getting a better rep or whatever. Like that,
Speaking of
I think
those-
that's probably the whole point of the episode.
Speaking of those X-Wing pilots, did you guys know Dave Filoni's character's name is Trapper Wolf? I did not know that. He loves the wolves, man. That scene when the spiders are taking over the Razor Crest and the Big Daddy's dropping down on them, and then suddenly they're just getting blown to hell. How did the X-Wings land when we not hear it or see them? Like the lights.
They went into stealth mode.
Now they're doing poorly.
shot. I think they were A280 blasters they were using. Dead eyes shot a billion spiders, and then they Warren mentioned they said you broke into the Bonthan 5, I think it was, and they talked about the Matt Lantern character, and they're like, all right, we're just gonna let you go, and they just dude's ship is destroyed, covered in carcasses, peaced out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do your stuff again.
They're like, you're on
That
your own,
was-
have fun.
Yep,
That was like some of the poorest writing I've ever seen.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe like they're not even pulling him out. Like they're not even helping him fix the ship. They just kind of just
That-
bail.
That whole scene like threw me off. I was like, that was a lot of wordage just to tell him that you're gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Well, and then he's like, "Hey, well, I have a blowtorch, so I'm gonna. This will fix the ship. This will fix the ship so it can launch into space." And I'm just thinking of like, dude, if my car breaks down, a blowtorch isn't going to do shit to get me down the road. How is it going to fix a spaceship?
He was pretty tired in this episode too, huh? A lot of naps. He wanted to take some naps.
He's always napping.
He's like,
you sleep when you
like,
can.
with his
Filler
helmet.
episode. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, in full armor. I'm like, does he always sleep in his armor?
Can we talk about how Baby Yoda has his own little hammock?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that
I
was
love his hammock.
I want to make one. Like I want to make one for my little baby. So cute.
So Warren, you were saying what you think your point. I think my feeling for the entire point of the episode was so they can develop Mando figures with frost all over them and sell those.
Ooh, that's an even better. Argument.
And I got them pre-ordered.
I was gonna say,
And,
You know they're going to have them.
and
There's
they
a-
can sell his spaceship with damage.
HasLab 2.0.
Technically can do that with the HasLab because you can take off like every panel. So if you want to recreate that scene, go for it. I mean, if you had that, if you had a tarantula,
That'd be pretty sweet.
perfect.
Did
Talk
you
about
see
shit
that?
timing. Like they happened to be in that room right when all those eggs hatched. Crazy.
Now,
What do
I
they
have a
hatch?
question about that. Did they hatch because the child disgustingly ate one? Like they stuck on it for a little too
Like
long.
they're eggs hatching, so they have a. I don't know if for eggs it's called a gestation period, but there's a certain time they need to be in an egg before they can hatch. It doesn't make sense to me to just have like a warning trigger system. Hey, if danger's nearby, that's when you hatch, because that goes against
Something
any
else.
part of evolution.
I think there's something else that I've seen where, like, once one egg is disturbed, they're all like.
Yeah, it was the movie Aliens. Which
I was
we
gonna
just
say.
rewatched.
Actually, it was Leroy Jenkins. When he goes into that dungeon, you hit one egg, they all come out.
Jenkins.
That's actually the point of that dungeon, is once you touch the eggs, it sets off a chain reaction.
That's what it was.
No, it actually does. It sets off
It's
a chain
World of
reaction and all
Warcraft.
the eggs hatch and the baby dragons come out.
It is literally World of Warcraft. That's what I was thinking about. 'Cause I'm like, I know, like with Alien, but no, it was. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. But I like what Danny said, because like he kept going back for that woman's eggs, and she said, "Stop it."
Stop it.
But can we discuss Baby Yoda's sometimes tendency to lean dark in his actions? This man is literally eating that woman's bloodline, and he's like, "Bitch,
I could do anything I want.
Baby Yoda."
I mean, like morality is
Baby
like
Yoda.
dependent, right? So, like, I don't think that was dark for Yoda to eat those eggs. They were just in his food chain, and he's an alien.
But he can understand her, and he knows she's saying they are the last of her line, and he's like, "I don't
Fuck
know,
them
I'm hungry."
kids.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Fuck your
He
kids.
might know, like, they might be actually evil, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta get these things out of here."
Do you see when he
They're devil.
started like he put his hand up and they started like gravitating towards his hand, the eggs? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, is he gonna do magic on them? And they're he's eating them.
I know. I was like, is he gonna like make them hatch like already, like
Which-
without
That part,
fertilizing?
a lot of that doesn't make sense to me too. Like he wasn't sensing their life, and then why she put them in the hot water? Also, because they haven't been the male frog hasn't touched them yet.
Yeah.
They're just the egg part. They're not baby egg. They're not like a baby inside of them yet.
They're not. Yeah, I guess
I'm
they're
not
not
sure
fertilized,
what-
are they?
Well,
I'm
to
not
be
sure
fair,
what
we don't know
it was.
we don't know how their species works.
True.
And why isn't he doing more Yoda magic? That's bullshit.
Yoda magic.
You can fix
Child
the
magic.
ship.
He's growing though. That's why he's eating
Alright.
so much. He's growing.
Anything
He's
else
not
you guys
gonna-
want to talk about in that episode?
Way too many spiders.
It's just like
Way
it's
too
so
many.
disappointed in that stupid episode because, like Mike said, we only get 8, and they chose to put that in there.
The
8's all we
Planet
get.
where they
That's
are.
it.
The biggest
What's
thing
that?
for me that they're trying to do with this episode, I guess, is it just show that whole dad-child dynamic that
Mm.
Mando's getting going. That's the other big takeaway I had is like every time
That's a
it
good
seems
one.
like It seems like he's basically chasing a toddler. It's like, spit that out. Don't eat that. Stop. Put that down. Like, it's literally a dad just talking to a child at that point. So
when Mando curls up like against the inside of the hull and the baby like crawls up on him and he's like, okay, Dad, time for a nap.
I think they're building up so that when eventually he does find whoever's going to take the child, it's going to be like that, like heartbreaking, like you go over here, I go over here sort of
music.
Yeah, like they're just going to, and I think that's what they're starting to do. And I feel like that's what they're going to do a lot of this season is build that sort of clan of two, child, dad relationship. And then have something.
Is money still on that that's going to be Ahsoka?
I mean, it's a good guess, right? They could also be setting it up, the father-son relationship for Den's inevitable death to make it even more powerful.
I like that idea.
No,
good thing we got 2 more seasons until that, at least.
Right?
I wonder if they want to read the emotion on his helmet while he gives the baby away. Just like
it'll be the shoulders.
I have a theory he's going to lose the helmet later this season based off the Walmart exclusive TVC figure. It came with a interchangeable head, helmetless head. It's got to be a reason for that, right?
It's been stung by a bee 100 times, and
they fixed that that picture. I don't know why they chose that picture, but I saw other pictures of the same figure, and it's a normal head. So just bad.
Yeah, they were like, we just need them to see the detail on it, but we won't adjust the rest of him.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. The helmet is just such an iconic bit of that armor. I can't see him losing it, but story-wise, how much of a big deal he gave into, I never take off my helmet, blah, 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 blah. I could see him crossing that line, sacrificing his helmet for whatever freaking reason to save the child.
Actually, that's a good point. That reminds me of something. He's already shown that ability to have that growth because, remember, all last season, hated droids, wouldn't let him touch a ship, wouldn't talk to him. The first episode of this season, when he lands at Pelly's, and the pit droids start running towards his ship, and she says, no, he hates you. He's like, no, give it a once over. So he's already grown the fact that he can show the ability to grow. So maybe, who knows? It's Pedro Pascal. The helmet's coming off at some point.
I think he loses the helmet. I think he'll lose the helmet, but I don't think it's based off the toys because I think the toys are all like season 1 armor. Like if you look at, because they always make some weird little change. I think for season 2, it's one of the thigh plates is different on all the figures. But I think he'll lose it just because the way, and I think it's in either the Star Wars book or one of the ones that Pablo put out, is like they're framing this group of Mandos, the ones that he was raised by, as like Orthodox Mandalorians. So I feel like he's going to find another group that is like the ones we've seen in Rebels with, helmets don't matter.
They take out the thing,
or Clone Wars, like if Bo-Katan's actually in season 2 and she shows up, there's going to be that they have to address that because we've seen these Mandos without helmets, so they can't really be like, oh, everybody's wearing helmets now, they all changed their way. Like that's going to have to be addressed in some way, and I feel like that's when he might lose his helmet or take it off or just go a whole different route with the helmet.
Maybe Boba Fett will have a play in that.
Maybe.
So Danny says, what you guys are saying is Baby Yoda eating eggs is Funko in the works. Absolutely, because I think there already is a Baby Yoda with the egg thing, right?
Yep.
Funko Pop. So
throw it in the trash.
It's like Thanos, inevitable.
It's merchandising.
Merchandising.
The child and Funko Pop, man, they're built to be together forever. All right, I think that's
true. I only hate one of the things.
Hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, let's call it. Bless you.
Did you guys say the name of the planet they were on? Did they mention it or anything?
I think I saw. No, so I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but someone in another group that I'm in said it showed up in like the closed captions for one of the scenes or something like that. But it's the same ice planet that he's on in the first chapter of the show. So the first episode from season 1, when he gets the mithril, like his bounty, it's that same planet.
All right.
Speaking of the mithril, he's probably going to come back here soon.
Yeah. The closed captions also do name her as Frog Lady as her proper name. So that's
Broadway.
good
The
name.
actor-
Good name.
The actress
Right
who
there.
plays her Twitter bio says it too.
Yeah.
I think it also says speaking frog is the language. Like anytime you
That's
speak, it just says,
amazing.
Come on.
if that's what they're
Oh
going
my
with as the
God.
official canon language, I was like, this is I don't know what to do.
She speaks frog. The guy in the cantina speaks ant. That's what they do.
On the
Boy.
nose.
So scary.
All
When
right,
the-
subscribe
when
to
the-
our channel.
Or it brings death to things.
And it's a star. Subscribe to our channel. Check out our merch. Speaking of merch, check out our new Mandalorian themed logo that Todd's rocking here. Just says Black Squadron. Gotta love that, right? Check out our social media. Check out Skyward Fun Supply. Use our code BSP15. Warren, thanks for coming on like super last second and
Yeah.
just bringing all the handsome, sucking all the dumb out of the room. So yeah, thanks guys.
That was
Thanks.
fun.